Oh, this is a great one. I love this card. Hi, this is John Pauls. I just drew card number 5 from Life's Potluck Buffet, and that is translation is your enemy. Let me read the card to you so you get a sense of what I'm talking about here. Consider when transitioning to a new field of work that one type of work cannot sensibly translate into another. Consider how you wouldn't tell people that you're able to tie your shoelaces unless you really know how to tie your shoelaces. Now, consider tying shoelaces as good for tying shoelaces and no other job. When it comes to any job field, learn how to get and show experience rather than learning how to talk about your transferable skills. That last sentence is really the crux of this whole card for me, because it's something that I talk to people about all the time, and it's something that's very helpful to me personally in thinking about how to move to a new job or move to a new career field. When people typically talk about this, they start to get into this swing of, well, what are these transferable skills that you have that you can apply to this new field? When they talk about it that way, it makes it seem as though you're going to be kind of translating your current skills and experiences into new ones. And in the same way that that's not very helpful in languages, when you learn a new language, learning the patterns of that language, whether it's grammar or the vocabulary, rather than like trying to translate English grammar and vocabulary into another language, right, into Finnish. We wouldn't think to do that, right? We learn how to say what the expression is in that language, using the form and that language puts that kind of expression into. But we also are learning that people say things differently, and the content of it and the meaning of it is also different in that other language. And the application of that phrase that we're learning is different in that other language. When to use it, when not to use it, what type of thing you say, rather than just saying, well, in English, I would say, thank you right now. In another language, you might not say that at this point. You might have another phrase that's important to say in that cultural context. So learning a language well is about everything except for translation. And I used to use this example for people, is that think about, since we're talking about Finnish, imagine that you sent to a hiring manager, an HR person, you sent them, and it's not a Finnish company. It's a company, say, in the U.S., based in San Antonio, Texas. No idea why I said San Antonio, but hi, everyone in San Antonio. Imagine this company's in San Antonio, Texas, and you just sent in a cover letter and resume written in Finnish. When you try to use translation rather than the art of showing your experience that you already have, that's what it looks like to somebody. They see that resume and cover letter and think, well, I don't know what this says. I don't know what this means. Did they send it to the right place? Oh, well, it's addressed to me. I guess it is. I guess they did mean to send this to me. Imagine the confusion of sending something in another language to an HR person or a hiring manager. Now, imagine that instead of being in another language, that you've sent in a resume. Let's imagine now we're applying to a job in Helsinki. Hello, Helsinki. And the resume needs to be in Finnish. And imagine that you don't really speak Finnish all too well. And imagine you need a cover letter as well for this job in Helsinki. And then think about now sending that in. You probably get the same reaction, probably a slightly better reaction than the confusion that happened in San Antonio. That sounds like the name of a novel, Confusion in San Antonio. Maybe an episode of something. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's the name of the episode, of this episode, is Confusion in San Antonio. Although, to spare everybody the confusion, I'll probably just call it Translation is Your Enemy. So now imagine you sent in that same resume in your kind of, poor Finnish to Helsinki, and the cover letter and so forth. Well, people might say, "Oh, well, this was nice. It looks like this person has sent in a resume, cover letter, and all, and it's nice that they are interested in this position." They're like, "Well, but they need to. Yeah, they're kind of going to need to be better speakers of Finnish to do this job. So we'll have to kind of tell them, unfortunately, that we're not really going to consider them for it." So now, imagine that we're doing the same thing, but the resume's in English. Now we're sending it to Peoria, Illinois. Hi, Peoria. And there's a job we're really interested in there in a new field. And let's imagine that instead of showing our experience that is directly applicable to this new field and this new position, things that a person looking at the resume, when they looked at it, they would say, "Okay, I see what this person does, and this is it. I know what they do. I know how it applies to this job. Everything is clear to me," because there's no translation. You're simply showing your experience. Imagine you sent that same resume in. So say I'm a teacher. I really am interested in this position in a manufacturing job that has something to do with the aquariums, aquarium tanks. But I happen to be a biology teacher. I happen to have experience with aquariums and aquarium tanks. I have these frogs and things like that. I don't know if you keep frogs in aquariums, but please forgive me if you don't. I'm not an expert or even amateur. I have no idea. Anyway, so imagine that you've got these frog aquariums, and you're a biology teacher, and so you have experience with this, but you want this job in this manufacturing company with the frog aquarium manufacturing company in Peoria, Illinois. Now this is starting to sound like some sort of musical, like The Music Man or something, right? So if you can come up with a good song for that, please put it in the comments. Even better if you upload it to SoundCloud, please. And let me give you a hint for a title: The Frogman of Peoria, Illinois. In this resume that you're sending to Peoria, Illinois, you would understand that even though there are things that you did in the classroom that may be related to the area of frog aquarium care and so forth, so even though you have classroom experience in talking about all of this, you would focus on your work in actually maintaining the aquarium and building it and understanding the parts and so forth, and all of your experience related to that, rather than talking about your classroom experience and your teaching experience, right? It's not that you've applied to this job and you don't have any experience that's applicable to it in this new area, but you'd never want to translate things from your experience. You would want to talk about the directly applicable skills, not the transferable skills, but the directly applicable skills first and foremost. In other words, you'd want to make it clear that you speak the language of aquarium manufacturing rather than the language of classroom biology teaching. And this is what I really mean by translation is your enemy. Because every time we apply for a new job in a new field, in a new sector, in a new area, first we must learn to speak the language of our new culture. If you've enjoyed listening, then please subscribe. And if you've enjoyed the material I've been talking about that's on the cards, then translate yourself over. Oh no, directly apply yourself over to lifespotluck.com and pick up a pack for yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Well, I'm the frogman of Peoria. I know about Aquaria. Here in the Peoria area, I got the knowledge for ya. I'm the frogman of Peoria. Don't forget my Aquaria. I used to be a biology teacher. Now I'm in this area.